Testing, 1, 2. All right, we got take number 2 because the first recording didn't record the microphone. So here we go. You remember back in school, they would tell you to write an essay. Your teacher would tell you to write an essay. English teacher or history teacher. I guess for this example, I'll go with history teacher. You know how they would tell you to find legitimate sources? I do remember specifically, actually, this one history essay I had to do. We had the librarian come and help us talk, and she talked to us about finding, legitimate sources and whatever. Very helpful, I'd say, for the time that I was there. But I guess my question is, in the grand scheme of things, not just for a history paper or, whatever, I just thought about it when we're talking about information, especially in an age where you can get information at the drop of a hat, just like that. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, when I'm reading whatever I'm reading or ingesting whatever information I'm ingesting, who is writing this stuff? Who's approving it? What is the purpose of them giving me this information? And how is this going to affect me / what is the ultimately, what am I going to do with it? It gets really deep when you think about it, because we have so many religions and so many belief systems, and we have a polarized party system in America. I can only speak for America. I can't speak for other countries, so I'm just talking about America. Especially with this last election, you had two polarizing, candidates and political ideologies. It's just kind of like, there goes the computer trying to go to sleep. It's just, how do you really know what's truthful and what's not? And I know you can go and spiral down a rabbit hole and think to yourself, well, if nothing's true, then nothing matters. Or, if I don't know for sure that something's true or whatever, then there's, it's just going to drive me crazy. Yes, but no, because some stuff might drive you crazy. Some stuff might not. But I guess it just depends on who you are as a person. But I guess I'm kind of sidetracking here. I guess the main point really is, out of all the information that's available on the internet, most people, in my observation, I would say, especially with social media, even if you are an authentic person, it's kind of you really can't tell, because streamers and YouTubers, for example, who's putting on a character, who's not. Sometimes it's easy to tell, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they're in character, sometimes they're not. This person is just a chill guy like me, or they're just purely there just to entertain. Some people are just there to hang out and build a community, and that's cool. And some people are there strictly for business. No problem with that either. But it's just a matter of determining what you are and what you're about. And that's all I'm trying to say with information and things of that sort. Because realistically, how do we get to a point, specifically in this country, but anywhere else really, but just for this election, let's say, how do we get to a point where we have such polarizing opinions and such animosity towards each other? No, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't say that. Or if you vote for this person, you're X, Y, and Z in every single letter of the alphabet. Honestly, I have no idea. I have some idea, but I would say, a lot of people don't do their research. I was one of those people. But when you start to actually investigate things for yourself, whatever it may be, absolutely whatever it may be, I think your perspective will change. It's a lot better always to do research for yourself than to be spoon-fed, because then you're at the mercy of whoever is spoon-feeding you the information. Now, if you find stuff for yourself and you become an independent little birdie and you fly out the nest and you decide, I'm going to look this stuff up for myself, I'm going to gather different sources and come to my own conclusion, I would tip my hat off to you and say, bravo, you were doing a great job. Better than a lot of people in the world and in America. But unfortunately, like I said, with the internet, it's just easy to get on TikTok and just scroll, and then whatever the person says in that little 5 to 60 second clip or whatever, it's just easy to be like, oh, yeah, that's true. I don't have to look that up. Or a Twitter post when someone says something, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Or you read a news headline or whatever, which the news is trash anyways. I mean, I think it's pure straight propaganda trash, but that is my opinion. I'm obligated to my opinion. I'm merely just here to rant and give my own thoughts. So with all that being said, at the end of the day, I would say check your sources, like my librarian said, but also don't take everything at face value. No, take things with a grain of salt sometimes. They also say history goes to the victor, so you have to wonder how many times the villain has won in history. But with that being said, I'll leave you to think about that.